Hi, Mark Medina with the Los Angeles Times. I'm standing here on the floor of Staples Center, coming off another Lakers game and another Lakers victory. This one coming against the Memphis Grizzlies with a final score of 124-105. So that increases the Lakers' record to 4-0. They're off to a pretty good start here. But Phil Jackson didn't really seem too pleased about the game overall. He came into the press conference describing the second half as if the Lakers were watching the election results from Tuesday night's election here. He didn't like that they had to put Pau Gasol back in late in the game to secure the win. They didn't like the fact that there were a lot of turnovers. The Lakers committed 19 of them. And the previous game against Golden State, they committed 20 of those turnovers. So that's something that the team wants to definitely reduce coming into the back-to-back on Wednesday against Sacramento. But that being said, there was a lot to like about this game. And first thing points to Pau Gasol. He had a head-to-head matchup going on against his brother Marc Gasol. And looks like Pau came out on top. He went 9 of 16 from the field, scored 21 points, had 13 rebounds. In the meantime, Marc, he only went 3 of 8, had 8 rebounds, had 11 points. And Pau even had this one nifty move where he drove the lane and had a wraparound dunk. He acknowledged that was one of the highlights going head-to-head against him. But Pau wasn't the only guy on the front line who was impressing. Lamar Odom was literally all over the place. He was diving for loose balls, throwing outlet passes, getting everyone involved, and hitting shots of his own. He played 34 minutes, finished with 6 and 7 clip, and finished with 17 points, had 8 rebounds. And where I think he was most valuable in tonight's game was the fact that he played a lot with the Lakers' second unit. That's something that they really weren't doing that much before. Against Golden State, Phil Jackson tried experimenting where he pretty much just put the entire second unit to on its own, and they wound up blowing a lead. So I think what's interesting and important with this is Lamar Odom's going to go back to that bench spot once Andrew Bynum comes back, somewhere around Thanksgiving. So this is going to be a very good experience, and a lot of players afterwards talked about how Lamar was a very calming presence. His leadership is impeccable, and he's obviously embodies that kind of selfless role that the Lakers need from the rest of the bench. And you saw a lot of good contributions, even though they're still inconsistent. You saw a lot of good contributions from Matt Barnes. He had 16 points, 14 rebounds. He didn't have a good shooting night, 6 of 16 from the field, and he joked a lot of his rebounds came from those missed shots. But I think it shows that Matt Barnes, even as he's learning the triangle offense, even as he's going kind of through a little bit of a shooting slump, he's still trying to find ways to be effective and show his worth on the team. And what he's shown so far is cutting through the lane, making some hustle plays, getting some rebounds. As long as you're bringing something to the table, the Lakers are going to embrace it. Another person, Steve Blake, he was mentioning that Lamar really helps him in terms of having a go-to guy to help set up the offense. And you saw someone like Devin Ebanks. He got some playing time. He had an alley-oop dunk that brought the team on its seat. Off its feet. Kobe Bryant was one of the most vocal people that reacted on the bench when they saw the alley-oop lob from Steve Blake to Devin Ebanks. And we went 4 minutes talking about this game. We forgot to mention Kobe Bryant. He looked very effective. Adrian Mayo pretty much didn't show up at all on defense. It looked like he was a little intimidated, obviously, by Kobe's skill set, and he let him have it. Kobe went 7 of 13. From the field, he had 23 points, and even though he was going against O.J. Mayo, who didn't really put up much of a fight, Kobe looked very effective and looking for pull-up jumpers, looking for fadeaways, driving to the basket. So he also even went through a post-game interview where no one asked him about his knee, and I think it pretty much speaks for itself. It's not exactly 100% like Kobe's described it, but he's making progress, and he's making enough progress to show that maybe he's not the vintage Kobe Bryant that takes over games and drops 30, 40 points a night, but he's still being effective. And at this point in the season, that's all you can really ask for. But nonetheless, even though the Lakers are 4-0 and things are clicking on all cylinders, the team definitely knows that it wants to sharpen up, and that's going to begin Wednesday night against Sacramento.